Captain, something is moving on the ice. Look over there. The sailor stood at the top of the mast, high above the captain, his hand pointed away from the ship, across the miles of ice that covered the sea. The captain looked to the north, where the sailor was pointing. He saw something coming fast towards the ship across the ice. He put his telescope to his eye, and through it he could see the shapes of 10 dogs holding a sledge over the ice. He could also see the driver of the sledge, a huge figure, much bigger than a man. Hi everyone, it's Hannah again. How are you doing? Do you know the title of the book that I just read? Let me give you a hint. It's about an imaginary hideous monster that people usually disguise as on Halloween. Yes, the title of the book is Frankenstein. That was my favorite book when I was just a high school kid. I really love the morals of the story. As promised before, today I'm going to share some useful tips which will hopefully help you improve your vocabulary and reading. To make it more interesting and a bit different as well, I will just speak English in this video. Reading English books is definitely an amazing way to learn English. The question is, what kind of books should you read? A very thick book with a lot of new vocabulary so you can learn as many words as you can? Probably not. The book you should read should satisfy two factors, level and interest. And that's why I want to introduce the Graded Reader series today. Graded readers are easy reading books which are designed to help second language learners to learn English. In other words, they are the retold stories of the existing works, especially the famous ones. The vocabulary and grammar used in these books will be simplified to suit the targeted level of the audience. There are usually 4 to 8 different reading levels, depending on the publishers. Now, let's have a look at my favorite book, Frankenstein. Compare the original work with a simplified version. You can also pause the video to read the text. How can you compare these two versions in terms of the vocabulary? Which one has more simple words and therefore easier to read? The red one, right? And that's the Graded Reader version. The one on the left is undoubtedly the original work of Mary Shelley. Reading helps you extend your vocabulary in the most natural way. Graded readers reinforce your vocabulary by showing it in clear and wider context. They also help you improve your word collocation, how words go together. For example, you would say heavy rain instead of thick rain, or high temperature, not tall temperature. Benefit number 2, reading improves your writing. Research shows students who read extensively also make gains in writing proficiency. Benefit number 3 is a fun way to learn English. Another name for graded readers reading is reading for pleasure. You don't feel like studying when you do this activity because you have the right to choose the books you want to read. But it's not the case in a typical English class. You will have to read what's available in the textbooks, and sometimes it's not interesting at all. Basically, there are two types of books, fiction and non-fiction. If you're a dreamy person just like me, you'll probably enjoy the fiction books. I can name a few: romance, history, thriller, science fiction, etc. However, if you're more like a rational person, you can go for the non-fiction books. Books about health, history, science, etc. Benefit number 4. You will acquire new knowledge, not just English, the language itself. You will gain some insights and facts about the topics you choose to read. Research also shows that reading improves your mental capacity and creativity. In other words, you become smarter when you read. Good news, right? Step 1. Find the right books. What does right books mean? They're the books about the topics that you're interested in. You should understand around 98% of the vocabulary on one page. You can read quickly, at least 150 to 200 words a minute. Step 2. Check the glossary before reading. A glossary is like a dictionary, but it only has some words relating to a specific topic. The glossary of a graded reader will give you all the potential new words that you may not know. Check it out first, so it will be easier for you to read extensively. For example, this is the glossary page of my beloved story, Frankenstein. Step 3. Set the target to read. Try to read at least 10 minutes a day. And believe me, if you find a book you really love, you won't stop reading after 10 minutes end. Step 4. Do the activities at the end of the book. This will help you improve your reading comprehension. Last but not least, you may wonder where to find these graded readers. Here's my suggested publisher list. You can easily find these books in the old bookstores or e-commerce websites like Tiki in Vietnam. Another economical option is to go for a book hunt at the old bookstores. For example, just Google old bookstores in Ho Chi Minh City. That's it for today's video. I hope you find it useful and it also gives you some inspiration for starting a reading habit. Happy reading!